what it comes down to is who messes up the important strat when.
Exactly. Alright, they should be starting very soon. Alright, there goes Doka. John should be starting relatively soon then.
Now, despite Doka starting slightly ahead, that doesn't mean he's in the lead. We go off in-game time, not IRL time. So just because load times are kind of a pain to deal with.
Alright, Doka was having some problems with the stream earlier. Hopefully it doesn't affect any of the... I don't know what word I'm trying to use right here.
Hopefully it doesn't affect the
Gameplay.
race.
I was gonna say game, like, just looking at it, gameplay-wise.
Both of them getting out of there under 15 seconds. A pretty good time for a spaceship. Okay, Doka's going a different way than I usually see.
This is what Doka does for some reason. If he does it well, it's not slower, so...
You're going to see the runners early on, words. They're going to make... Why can I not say the word make? They're going to make these sprint hats, which is going to be our major hat of the run. Collect the pawns so we can open up the third level chicane from outer space.
So if you're watching each player run, you will notice a slight difference. John plays on, I don't know what controller. I want to say
that's Xbox.
Wii U Pro controller.
Oh, never mind.
It's some weird display thing. You can't, you'll have it say whatever button, and then Doka plays keyboard mouse. So you will see slight differences there.
I think this is the first keyboard mouse run I've seen the entire time.
You didn't watch my race?
When was your race?
I don't know.
Probably
Saturday.
Oh, I was definitely at work. I can't imagine playing this game on keyboard and mouse.
Can't imagine playing on controller, so we're good there. Nah, I've done a controller run to it. They're fun.
Oh, were you a part of that meme race a couple weeks back?
Yes.
Okay.
I was.
For context, a couple weeks back, there was a race that all the keyboard and mouse players switched to controller and vice versa. I think the ones who switched to controller did better.
Yes, we did. Me and Doka came in first and second.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Me and Doka are like the only high-level KBM runners. Might be one or two more behind me, but I don't know exactly.
Now, you're going to see the Razor stitch the brewing hat here. We use that for a few early strats that just makes life a lot easier, especially heading into the first major boss of the game.
They have a couple uses here and there, but for the most part, we'll be seeing the sprint hat the entire time.
Now, this part of the game is one of the few pieces of RNG we have. The Mafia guy here will drop a few pawns between 3 and 5. We want to exit here with about 30 pawns. I think Doka is short, but John has the right amount.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, Doka is only at 26.
Yeah, he's a tiny bit low here.
Now, that's not a major problem. We just need to have 100 pawns by the time we're done with Mafia Town.
In general, we should, it's only going to be a second or two if you're a bit low to grab some extras, but every second counts in the end.
So now the runners are going to enter the second actual level of the game, Barrel Battle, which is our first boss fight, quote-unquote.
Mini boss.
It's just a game of Donkey Kong, minus the platforming.
So not as fun.
Exactly.
Depending on what the runners do, we may actually see some idle animations here.
There's a few different types of movement tech in this game. You're going to see a lot of dive boosting, a lot of sprinting, some sliding. It just depends on the type of ground they're on. One of the reasons we craft the Brewing Hat is it makes this fight go by a lot faster. The Brewing Hat does 2 more damage, or does 2 damage compared to the 1 damage the Umbrella does.
And without it, we'd have to jump and do either land on their head or do a homing attack, and that's just a lot slower than throwing a brewing potion. We did it. We had to jump on their head once while we were charging another brewing potion, but that just helped us get a little bit further while we were charging it.
So right now, they're supposed to be dodging these barrels, but if you stand at this specific position, the barrels will just dodge you. It's not very interesting. They just kind of goof around at this point.
Sometimes they can get off sync, which is slightly annoying, but you just move a tiny bit over and you're good again. The hardest part about this is honestly realizing when you're done.
I don't think it's that hard, but I get where you're coming from. Ooh, I think Doka
I stopped paying
over
attention
jumped
sometimes. Looks like he should barely grab it.
Oh.
Yeah. Timepieces have weird hitboxes. You do enough resets on outer space and you'll realize that too.
Well, I've reset on outer space enough, just not right at the end. There's a cutscene right there, one of the few ones we'd have to sit through, but we can just go back to home. One of the great things about Hat in Time is that there is a built-in cutscene skip option, which just makes life so much easier.
You don't lose those like 5 frames from not pressing skip quick enough. You only lose those when you have to go back to hub and levels like what we just finished.
So now they're going to enter Down with the Mafia, which is our first major boss, and where one of our first major skips of the run can happen. Or, I say
Doka
major,
goes for
but
2 double hits. Misses both of them. Rip.
I've only gotten that on practice. I have yet to get a double hit in a run.
It doesn't save all too much time. It's pretty much just you get used to how far you have to run up. If I miss a die boost, I pretty much never get it.
JonCheee got them both, though, so good for him. So basically, we're supposed to platform our way up to the top, but we can just jump on the light and get up there.
The way they want you to get up is to climb on top of a bar booth or whatever that we'll see on the right on Doka here, on Doka screen, where you just jump. They want you to climb up that, go all the way back to the bucket. That's way too far of a walk. We're lazy. At least I am.
I don't know. I feel like jumping up that way is a bit more effort.
Yeah, but you have to move a less total distance.
Oh, so they're both going to go for fight skip by
Doka messed it up.
Little bit, but he
twice,
still got
it looked like.
Yeah. So basically, by jumping up the wall there, they were able to skip a fight and a small cutscene, which saves about a good 7 seconds, I believe. Now here comes one of the major pieces of RNG, which is how many sandbags Mafia Boss gives you. There's no way to manipulate it, and it's annoying.
That is true.
I believe he's guaranteed at least 2 sandbags, but I could be mistaken on that.
He has to go through all of his attacks before he can do another one again, and because it takes 4 hits, he has to go through at least the 2 attacks you can hit him with twice, so you're guaranteed at least 1 sandbag each phase.
Okay, so that was correct.
If you hit him every time you can, you'll never get more than 4, but sometimes he might land literally on you. I don't know, and you can't hit him, and it sucks.
Now JonCheee is just finishing up the Mafia boss by doing boss skip. When you're charging up a brew potion on the bottom right, and he has to jump over there, it causes a weird hitbox that just knocks him out of the arena, which saves like a good minute.
I'm sure there's some technical detail for it, but that's about all I know about it.
Now, despite JonCheee getting out of there first, Doka is still in the lead by a little bit.
Looks like 5 to 6 seconds. Maybe 4. Not a lot, though.
Not a lot.
Whatever it is.
Now this is one of the few parts of the run where you might see runners go for a different level first. It really doesn't matter, it just becomes preference. So we could either see Golden Vault or the sewers. And JonCheee is going for sewers.
So you would think Doka does? Bonks there, unfortunate.
At least it didn't get stuck. Oh no, Doka's going for fancy Golden Vault. One of the things we didn't mention earlier is when you grab a ticket while you're taking damage, it'll duplicate it. This also works on Rift tokens, but we don't collect those. By taking damage like Doka just did, he finishes this level very quickly.
Yeah, we end up doing 2 ticket dupes there, why we call the strat double dupe, and it's one of the harder ones in the run. It's not incredibly hard compared to some tricks, but it's definitely not easy. It takes a while to get used to.
There is a safer strat where you only dupe once. You lose about 7 seconds while you do it, though.
I think it's 8 seconds optimally. I think they may have changed with some recent, just like people getting better, but I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, people getting better. The world record keeps going down every other day. JonCheee is also going for the double dupe. Looks like he's gonna get it. And Doka is
Should
now...
be fine.
Yeah, he's got it.
Yeah.
Doka getting a much cleaner sewer entrance. Also has 100 pawns, so he's good for heating up Mafia Town.
Yeah, that's the one thing I find with doing Golden Vault second. You have a lot more freedom with how many pawns you end up collecting, because I find it, I won't say, oh, John, this is that jump up there. It's not a big time loss.
He still has to collect 2 pawns, and he got them, so he's fine.
Yeah, there was 2 pawns up there he would have grabbed otherwise. But I find doing Golden Vault second has more pawns laying around that you can grab if you need. Sewer, sometimes I miss some pawns, so it's hard for me to say exactly how much I would need. But people manage to do what they do, so.
Now, at the end of each rift, there's that slot machine there where you can get a random cosmetic or a random music track. You don't want the music tracks because that wastes about 3 seconds with a new intruder alert. But you're almost guaranteed to get one, so there's not a whole lot you can do about it.
I managed to not get one in my race. I was surprised.
Dude, that's lucky.
Yeah.
The farthest I've gone without one is getting one at mailroom.
That's awful.
I know. Sar cursed me with that one. Because I got told, hey, you're probably not going to get one until mailroom, and then it happened.
Yeah, I could see Stuart doing that.
So there's 2 different strats you're going to find in this level. You can either do 2 death warps or 1. I believe both runners are going to go for the double death warp.
Yeah.
So to explain the strat that they're not doing, if you were to turn around here, there is a cannon that you can go through that'll shoot you to the other side. But we're just going to kill ourselves. Ooh, Doka nearly missed that jump. A little nervous there.
For some reason, that jump is just hard. I don't know why.
The cannon would shoot us out basically right where we're at. And they are going to take 3 damage take 1 damage here. And then 2 more to get to the next faucet, and then die 1 more time.
All this is just because it takes too long to go from faucet to faucet. Some of them are just closer to where you spawn.
Are we gonna get a loud 5? Yes, we got loud 5. And JonCheee is just about to finish the level.
So the reason we do this faucet last instead of long run after the first death warp is because if you hit all 6 faucets and then die, you will see this animation, but the cannon won't stay open after you die, so you'll have to hit the last one again.
That's obnoxious.
Yeah, for whatever reason. This level's General's game is a tiny bit faster on PC, but this is the one level that's actually faster on console just because the time he spawns before the cannon instead of having to go up it.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
Saves a good couple seconds. But in general, you're going to find PC is faster. Aren't most of the strats specifically PC?
Not really. It's just console's an older version of the game, so you run at 30 FPS, which limits some strats.
Wait, we play 1.0. There's an older version than 1.0?
Yeah.
Okay, that's weird.
It makes logical sense, though. Right?
Yeah. The version that got released after is the one that's older than the older version that got released. Video games are weird. This is the last level of Mafia Town that we're going to do for most of the run.
We'll be back, though.
Yeah, eventually. One of the things about the rifts is getting the timing right. They're based on cycles, and if you miss a cycle, you're going to be wasting some time. JonCheee getting a pretty good cycle there. And Doka also getting a good entrance, so we're about to head to Chapter 3 now. Oh,
Doka with the sub 12 Mafia down.
that's really good.
I say sub 12 is 11:59.
Yeah, I mean, still close enough.
It's still sub 12.
Yeah.
Still like 30 seconds faster than I've done.
Gotta open up my splits now, see what the fastest I got out of Mafia Town was. Oh,
Alright, so the next thing we're going to be... Oh, I've never seen that before on
neither
Doka's
have
screen.
I.
Anyways, what I was trying to say is, what both runners will be doing now, it's a trick called bag skip. There is a invisible bag if you go forward from contractual obligations, and it's like a 30-second cutscene. It's really long. We don't need it. We're gonna try and skip it. But that requires doing some very precise jumps onto this branch, and this is probably the hardest trick in the run.
Oh, JonCheee got it. And Doka got it first try, so that's going to extend his lead by quite a bit.
By that, missing it costs about 25 seconds, but John didn't actually miss it. He just failed one of the jumps, so we had to go back. So he lost 10 seconds-ish. The jump that they had to do that, it's called an SDJ, a sprint double jump. And it's a fairly precise jump. You have to release, you're running, then you release sprint and jump within 2 to 3 frames. So it's not all that easy to do. And you're jumping off that tiny tree stump. Not stump, I don't know what to call it.
Branch?
Top of the, I don't want to call it branch because it's the top of the tree.
I'm not sure, actually.
You jump from there, which is not a very large area.
Now, despite the fact that we ignored the Snatcher and his bag, we'll still work for him anyway. So we're gonna release these poor foxes' souls. They want to die.
We may not have signed the contract. We still want his timepiece, though.
The two of them here are also going to go for one of the few death warps in the game. And that's going to save some time going back to the menu, because you can get to most of the timepieces in Chapter 3 from contractual obligations.
A lot of this game is sort of open world, so you can reach a lot of the levels from any chapter. There are exceptions, but for a lot of the cases, that is just something you can do.
And they both got the death warp.
Lucky.
Yeah, that's a little finicky. If one of them were to have screwed that up, that would have been quite a bit of time loss.
I lost like 20-something seconds from missing that in my race.
Oof.
Now we're just doing some more paintings because we want that area. We don't need to do that for this specific level, but for one coming up, we want to. Ooh, is John doing... They both doing it? Looks like they're both doing cutscene skip.
Ooh, I forgot about that being a thing.
Alright, looks like John got it. I'm gonna explain what it is in a second. I just want to see if he gets. Alright, Doka waits to make sure he gets it. So what they did there was, I don't know the specifics of it, but they caused the cutscene to occur like a long time after it should have, just because they didn't look at the fire. And they tried to overlay that cutscene with your entering this well. By doing that, you sort of just pretty much skip it. It saves 2 to 3 seconds. If you miss it, it's a very bad situation. So hopefully they both did actually get it.
They both got it. I'm impressed they both tried to pull it off in a race, though. There's certain strats I wouldn't even want to go for in a race.
Oh yeah, no, that's a strat that I don't go for in general, just because it's way too risky for me. If you mess that up, then the paintings will be gone, but the firewall will still be up, so you'll have to just do 2 different levels, because that blocks you off from doing 2 levels. On top of slowing down a third, so it's a bad thing to miss. It's like, I've seen it happen twice from some friends in races. Both times they lost at least 6 minutes.
Jeez.
I'm sure some of that was just not knowing what they were doing, but still.
Dang, they're both actually surprisingly synced up right now.
I know.
One more strat that you're probably not going to see in this tournament is one where you can return to hub from the roulette wheel. But if you screw that up, you're going to end up with just darkness.
If you saw an earlier race, Fuff versus Dylan, Fuff did that by accident.
I was commentating over that race. That was upsetting. It saves only a little bit of time, and it's just not worth it most of the time. They're both about to enter one of my favorite levels of the run, Queen Vanessa's Manor.
So because we're lazy, we never actually talk to Snatcher still, and we don't actually have the contract for Queen Vanessa's Manor. But like I said earlier, a lot of the loads are still here. We can enter almost any chapter from any other chapter, with some exceptions. This isn't one of them. The load is still here on any file, chapter select. So we're just going to be loading into the closest one, which happens to be here, and going to it from there.
Now, speaking of being lazy, because we skipped the bag, if they had gone through contractual obligations, they would have gotten stuck in the bag. So that's why they entered through Subcom Well specifically.
They could have also entered through if they went through I can't talk right now. Oh my god, talking is hard. They had entered through contractual obligations. They could have just gone around it, like because the purple and red walls were gone. They could have gone through either side and just walked around. However, that is a bit slower from just going straight down. So, Silicon Well is the ideal place to spawn.
So the reason this is one of my favorite levels in the run is because of a trick that the developers added in here. Queen Vanessa is both scary and long. So we skip
that loading screen is scary enough.
So through barrels in this room that JonCheee is in, there's a hole in the ground. We can just crawl through the hole and get to the end of the manor.
Because it makes logical sense. If you crawl through a hole in the basement, you reach the attic.
Apparently that was a joke from the developers because the speedrunning community for the beta complained about Vanessa's Manor, which I understand. It's long enough as is. The beta had 3 levels. And that's it. We just skipped the entire manor.
And if you saw, they tried to jump back a little bit. They were trying to jump on a door frame and do that to jump over a cutscene, which it goes horizontally across the entire room, but doesn't go all the way up, so we can just jump right over it. Right, here's another potential route difference. However, almost everyone does the order that both runners here are doing. They're doing the pipe rift first, followed by village.
I've seen a surprisingly large amount of people do mail delivery at this point during this tournament.
You don't generally want to do that because that'll cause your extra finale screen to show up, which loses 3 seconds. I could be wrong.
I think it's about 3 seconds. Once again, not a whole lot to talk about with this specific rift. It's just getting the timing down and everything, doing your nice platforming.
There is a fast cycle you can make. It looks like John made it, as long as he doesn't mess up from this last part. Yeah, he made it. You just want to make it so that last cog that Doka's on right now is just high up so you can reach the hook shot. It's not too hard to make, but it's got 1 or 2 challenging parts that takes a while to get used to.
And they're both about to finish it. Again, even though they're right next to each other, it's actually a surprisingly large time difference. It's about a good 40 seconds
or so.
Ooh, I like that color JonCheee got.
It's a nice color. I kind of like the one that they have on a little bit more, but you see Doka getting a remix, so I think actually you will see an intruder alert here for both of them. However, it just means Doka will get an intruder alert after the next level as well, which is about 3 seconds.
And now they're both going to go into village. Again, not a whole lot to save right now. Just doing some nice not platforming, some nice dive boosts.
I think
Avoid Snatcher Trap.
Village is one of the least cycle-based rifts in the run, actually.
Yeah, no, that's just good platforming in that level.
I think there's technically 1 cycle you can go for, but it's not even that bad. So to enter this rift, there is a couple ways to do it. What we saw John do was probably both runners do is it's not actually the fastest way, but it's the easiest way that isn't like frame perfect.
What is the fastest way? Is it the spider?
Doing a DSJ and just making it.
Oh.
It's very precise.
The way I've always done it is homing attacking the spider on the right and getting onto the roof.
Not much slower, but that's technically like a tiny bit slower. So you see, the only real cycle was making that peg that you saw both John and Doka jump off of. After that, it's really not cycle-based.
Now, what they're supposed to do is they're supposed to use the hook shot and jump around this, but by jumping on the bell and then jumping for the timepiece, they can just skip it.
So we saw John hit the bell, but as you saw with Doka, you don't actually need to do it. It's just a little risky because if your jumps aren't almost perfect, you won't get enough height. And it is possible to land on a platform without grabbing the timepiece. So it's just like half a second to hit the bell, like 10 seconds if you don't make the jump. I personally always jump for it, but some people want that half a second. Their call.
I hit the bell just in case.
Mhm.
Now you're going to see the one level where runners who play on PC will almost always go for keyboard and mouse. And that's because we're playing a third-person shooter. We shoot mail.
It's very violent.
I'm weird with the keyboard and mouse on this game no matter what, so I still do this with controller, but it is slower, and I openly admit that.
Not only is like the cursor movement slower on a controller to like aim, the controls are also inverted, which is just a little painful.
It doesn't bother me that much, but that's more just me. So by collecting the timepiece right there while the contract is up, we can just return to hub and skip a few seconds.
Jump bonks on the telescope. Unfortunately.
The other time you can pull that trick off is through the well if you don't do bag skip. Bag skip is faster.
Between both bag skip and the Death Warp and CO, the Queen Vanessa's mana split actually just got longer and longer as time went on.
Wait, really?
Because with bag skip, we don't get to leave hub early, so those 8 seconds, we have to see those 8 seconds after grabbing the subcon wall timepiece instead of exiting the hub.
That makes
which
sense.
affects the Queen Vanessa's mana split. And for the Death Warp, if you don't do it, you get rid of some of the animations like mail delivery spawning, clearing CO, stuff like that. That spawns before. You do subcon well if you don't do it, but if you do Death Warp, you see all that afterwards, which adds like 2 or 3 seconds to the split. So
I'm learning.
that just adds a couple seconds.
So this level is Metal Gear Hat, where we have to avoid penguins and owls and some projectors. You're going to see JonCheee Death Warp there. Just saves a few seconds for waiting for the trolley to come through.
Trolleys are slow.
And then we're just going to do some fancy jumping and skipping to the end of the level, avoiding being seen by Terminator Bird.
Most birds you can jump through and they will see you, but there's 2 specific birds, one earlier on and that last one right there, that will just catch you instantly. It's not fun on either end.
And now we just do a bunch of mashing.
Just gonna mention they're both ahead on my PB. John's like 40 seconds ahead of my PB right now.
Let me see where I would be in Dead Bird. Oh yeah, they're like 4 minutes ahead of me.
I thought my PB was good. Alright.
I've got a 56 right now, and I haven't played in a little while.
I haven't played in like a week and a half, 2 weeks. Aside from, a run here or there. So these... Like I said, there's a lot of instances in this run where you can just swap 2 levels. This is another one. Most runners will do Murder on the AliExpress first, but there is no harm in doing Picture Perfect first.
Murder is honestly one of my favorite levels casually. But speed-wise, you skip a lot of it.
You do. I'm not gonna say I timed it, but I did I learned the game for a bit, and then I decided to go for the achievement for getting all case evidence things. And it took me like 11 minutes. They're gonna beat this in a lot less than that. I hope.
Just so long as nobody puts the key in the wrong hole. I also have seen that happen twice during this tournament already.
Yes, that's honestly one of the worst things you can do. We'll say more about that when we actually get to that. It's towards the end of the level.
Oh, so we're about to skip the majority of the level right here, right now. This is only available on 1.0. This got patched, I think, pretty quickly. That's jumping onto this bookcase, dive jumping over here, and just hitting the button.
So if you're watching Doga's screen when he was doing all that text messaging earlier, you may have seen on the left side of his screen, it just keep on saying new controller input, keyboard. What I could be wrong, but I believe he does is he matches with his mouse and with a controller just to make it a tiny bit faster because keyboard mashing is the slowest you can do. Well, theoretically the slowest, technically.
They unpatched that? Oh, okay. Somebody in the chat informed me that the skip we did that I thought got patched apparently got unpatched.
You know, that's just a confusing one. Like, some people say that, at least for a while, it's like, oh, they never patched that in the first place. Some people say they just unpatched it. I don't know what they did with that. But it works now in current patch.
Weird, okay. I learned something new again today.
So we saw both runners do was they jumped on a door frame as they were going to that final key door. If they missed that jump, they would more than likely open that door by accident because the door they jumped on was also a locked door where you need a key for. If they did that, they would need to go grab another key. And especially if you don't know where one is, it's just not a fun time.
Well, luckily, there is a key in that room. But you have to remember that there's a key in there. Yeah, so what we're supposed to be doing that entire level is figuring out who did the murder by collecting case files. Well, we said screw that, didn't pick up any, so conductor was the default. Game gives you an achievement for that.
There's actually a couple of achievements for speedrunner. There's another one for doing a sequence break, which we do in Welcome to Mafia Town.
Yeah, just by jumping the way we do, game's just like, all right, you don't need me to hold your hands. Here, have an achievement. So this is picture perfect, and our job here is to become the greatest diva in all the moon. Yeah, we're on the moon.
I did not realize that until I started speedrunning the game, honestly. Played through casually, I had no idea.
One of the rifts is called the moon.
You know what? I don't pay attention. Doka! Stop messing up, this is your strat. So Doka had a little trouble there on the spring. A little unfortunate, but... That's a really surprisingly annoying jump.
I don't think the dog's supposed to spawn right away, is it? Like, is that why they do the strat the way they do?
Yeah, that's why until like 2-3 weeks ago, we used to do this like pretty much reverse order. But Doka actually found out if you hit the second endorsement first, the dog will spawn and you can just not go through that animation of hitting the first thing.
Alright, I'll have to remember that, because I'm still doing the older strat.
It's about 4 or 5 seconds faster.
So now you're going to see them. This is probably we're going to do different strats. JonCheee going for Gallery Rift. I'm not sure where Doka's going to go yet. Oh, also Gallery Rift. This is the part of the game where pawns are going to become very important. We're going to need in total 230 pawns to finish the game.
Oh, no, 230. I can't math.
Because we have 3 levels we need to unlock. One that's 50 pawns, one that's 30, and one that's 150. And of course, the one that's 150 is the worst level in the game. Don't at me.
Excuse me?
You guys can pull out your copy pastas later.
Where's Sonic? He's probably gonna do it.
Oh no, Doka missed the jump.
I was looking at John finishing that up. Which part did he mess up?
Right at the end.
Ooh.
Like, he didn't lose a lot of time, but that's definitely some time.
Luckily, it looked like he grabbed an extra checkpoint. You could skip that checkpoint that Doka spawned at. I don't know if he grabbed it for safety or if he just didn't go fast enough to maybe be able to skip it. But he grabbed it and it turned out to be for the better.
Sorry guys, mods have asked for no big parade copy pasta. That's my bad.
So it looks like both runners are now going to be doing Train Rush. This is that 30 pawn level we were saying earlier. This one you usually should have no trouble affording because you're still saving up for that 151 later on. But this level is a little challenge on its own. This is on one of the hardest levels to just optimize, just because there's so much going on. You see, like, John, he made a couple mistakes already, and he's halfway through the level. And it's still a very good train rush.
Now, we're supposed to do it with the time limit, but, like, we do it fast enough that the time limit really doesn't matter. You'll still see them collect clocks anyway. One thing we haven't mentioned is that the plot of this is these two birds are fighting, and we're here to decide which one of them wins. Conductor winning is a little... Oh, no, John, why? Conductor winning is slightly faster, but I think it's, like, maybe a second or two faster.
It's half a second or so.
Only half a second? Yeah, so,
like DJ Drews does a little spin as he gives you the timepiece. Conductor doesn't. That's about it. So what, if you were paying attention a bit earlier, I just want to say, John got it, Doka didn't. When they first like came out of the chute, I want to call it, and got on top of the train at first, they both tried to like run off and land on a platform. Like I said, John made it, Doka didn't. It's pretty hard to make it, and it saves like 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Most runners I've seen it, like from the matches I watched, have actually missed that. It's kind of hard to do. You have to move very fast.
It's also one of those tricks I haven't really tried yet.
Neither have I.
And now they're going to go into Big Parade.
They both are probably going to do L Express first.
Oh yeah, my... Let's see. Yeah, JonChee's going for Al Express. One of the last time rests we're going to do in the game. I think second to last, actually. And I just noticed, yeah, JonChee does play on Wii U Pro Controller. That's not a bad choice.
Alright, so in general you need the 150 pawns at the end by the time you enter this rift, both of them will, to buy the Big Parade. But on top of that, Big Parade has 44 pawns on its own, and we need 50, so we do need some extra. Long story short, you can manage as long as you have 151, but that's still slow. Ideally, you'll want at least 154 to be able to not need to waste any time grabbing extras.
Now, worst comes to worst, if you don't have enough pawns, you can beat up the Roomba and get some extra pawns that way. That's really slow. Don't do that.
Strat.
Also, why would you abuse the Roomba? Roomba is pure.
Pawns. I don't know about you, but I want money.
I mean, understandable, but come on, Roomba's your friend. So they were supposed to like hit some buttons, do some nice platforming, but they've basically skipped the entire thing.
This is the most cycle-based level in the game, probably. It's very hard.
I don't think JonChee has gotten a single remix yet.
I haven't seen one, but I haven't been paying too much attention.
Yeah, I don't think he has. He might go the entire race without getting one.
That's about a 3-second time save that you usually won't see.
God damn it, Spar. So this is Big Parade, also known as a 4-minute auto-scroller.
Hey, 3:55 now.
Oh yeah, sorry, world record just happened like today, 3:55.
It was like 3 days ago.
Oh. So you're gonna see them run around, collect as many pawns as they can, make sure they have that 50 for cheating the race. It's not...
So, I'm not sure if John's gonna go for it. I haven't been seeing too many of his recent runs, but I'm guessing Doka will go for those new parade strats that was recently discovered. And what that is it's just like tricking the game to thinking that you're stuck, so they have like permanently stuck, so they have to warp you out. You still could move, but we kind of want them to warp us. It's sort of hard to like explain. It'll be easier to show like as they do it. Yeah, it looks like John isn't going for it.
A little risky to go for it, I mean.
Yeah, it looks like Doka's going for it.
This level just has so many hazards. To me, it's not fun. The floor is lava. You can
No,
get
the floor is a
electric.
crowd.
It's basically lava.
So as you saw, Doka took the tie ropes the entire way back from the first switch to this one. That way, when he does start the switch phase, he can hit this one and get warped back to the last ground he was standing on, which is the other switch. And because the one he just hit first is so far out of the way, it does save a bit of time.
Oh, actually,
If
I
you
didn't
can
know
hit the
about that
switch.
strat. That's the new one?
Yeah, like I said, it was discovered 2-3 days ago.
This game's been just... It's insane how many tricks that have been found for this game so recently.
Yeah.
JonCheee has 51 pawns, so he is safe for cheating the race.
Yeah, and that's the last time we need to spend pawns, so anything extra is just extra.
Doka should be fine.
He had more than enough entering.
Yeah, he'll be good. Just as
Well,
long as he doesn't
worst,
get any.
he will grab some on the way to Moon, but I don't think he will need to.
Even if he does, that's still a non-issue, basically.
Yeah, there's 2 pawns that actually don't take any time to grab. But
And
he
he's
has
got
enough.
50.
So Doka may be going for the same type of strat as we saw with the switch phase. It looks like he is going. Sorry, hiccup burp. I can't tell you. Anyways, he will be going for the same type of strat, just with this one button that's just on the other side of the map, pretty much. As you can see, John is running far to go grab it. But doing what Doka does, he doesn't have to do that. He can just grab it and go.
So now that JonCheee hit those buttons, he not only has to deal with the owls, the parade, the electricity, he's also getting rocket shot at him. This level isn't fun. There's an
magical.
There's an achievement for falling onto the, for not falling into the lava, and it's kind of annoying to get.
There's 2 levels achievements for that. One's for Big Parade, one's for Lava Cake, which we don't unfortunately see in this run.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh yeah, we skipped the entirety of Chapter 4.
RIP. Rest in pieces, Alpine.
JonCheee got the Death Warp, so now he's going to be able to just go straight for the Moon Rift and see if Doka can pull it off.
Yeah, so this strat, I mean, I don't want to call it hard, but it's precise enough that it can give people trouble for a while. Just with these rockets especially, the angle doesn't have to be all too precise.
Did he
the
get
timing
it?
has to be pretty good. I didn't see Doka move. Was he afraid of the rockets?
Oh, he got it.
There was a way we would do it without the ice hat, but it was slower, it was harder.
What?
It's not fun times.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, you don't want to.
Alright, fair enough. You might see Doka go for one more Death Warp that'll let him skip the final, or the second to last roulette wheel we see. JonCheee does not look like he's going for it.
But I wasn't paying attention if he was setting up for it or not.
Not at all.
It saves 1 second, so if you don't go for it, it's not like you're missing out on much. And it's a lot riskier, because any mistake will lose at least like 30 seconds. And John gets best colors in the game. Just saying.
You know what? Fair enough. I can accept that. So Doka, much like during the Big Parade, is just going to have an owl knock him into it. So now
That's
he's...
also useful. Too bad we can't bring them with us everywhere.
I don't know why you'd want that.
More death warps.
Yeah,
More
that's fair.
speed.
So JonCheee is
Those
going...
owls are such a pain.
I hate them. JonCheee is going into the hardest split in the game. You will never gold on this, ever.
Doesn't even get sub 9.
It's just mash. Lots and lots of mash. They both
And
got
that
conductors.
The one thing, another good thing about Death Parade is that it doesn't give DJ Grooves any points for that level, because when you die, if you're, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. If a certain amount of time after you actually die, you will the points will get reset for that life, and that's all that really matters for the overall points of who wins that last life you're alive. Because of that, DJ groups get 0 points, which is what allows Conductor to win. Like I said, it's only half a second here, but it does make a difference in all-time pieces where we do that the fight, which has different quick kills for Conductor and Grooves.
Alright, so this is Cheating the
Solid
Race,
CPR.
which is a newbie runner's nightmare, but free once you know what you're doing. There's quite a few different ways to do it. JonCheee is going forward, which I think is a recent strat.
It was discovered a couple months ago.
Oh, I still see mostly backwards.
Oh yeah, no, it's not fast enough for most people to actually do, but
The way Doka is going is the way most runners go, and it's generally a bit safer. Or, safer's not the right word. There's no safe in Cheating the Race.
there's less to mess up going backwards. Just a couple dive boosts, pretty much.
But going forwards is slightly faster.
So here we're entering the last, I don't want to say level, the last.
Rift.
We do the last level after this, and it's called Finale. I don't know what else to say. John is taking like the 1 second it takes to get that safety checkpoint. Those birds can be very painful.
Yeah, Elvis birds just knock you everywhere. It's not fun. Ooh,
Yeah,
JonCheee got Dino Hat. We got Dino versus Ladybug here. One of the most
probably
common
won't equip
memes.
it, unfortunately. Gets best
Aviator
color and best hat.
bust.
Probably won't equip hat. Probably won't equip either.
And we're near the end. Also, JonCheee went the entire game without getting a remix.
Looks like he didn't.
That's 3 seconds of luck he got.
I think Doka only got 1, but that's all it takes to lose that time.
Yeah, you after the first time you will never get a intruder alert from that again.
So that here is the entrance to Finale. We just stand on this as we hit the button. Saves just a couple seconds on going up quicker. And we're supposed to have the Dweller Mask for like everything in Finale, but that requires 12 yarn that we don't have. So we're just not gonna do it. Make life easy. By using that clock, we can actually jump over the fence, which was raised a little higher on the current patch. You can still make it over, but it's a lot harder, and it's, I don't want to say frame perfect, but it's very precise to make it over the fence. I don't know why I couldn't remember that word.
But ignoring that, it's also pointless because what we do to get through Finale has also been patched out.
That's true.
Now, this is the make it or break it time. If they screw up, whoever screws up this split probably isn't winning the race.
Yeah, they're still roughly a minute apart. That's easy time loss in Finale.
So, conveniently, in the corner here, there's a hole. And we can just lava jump through the hole. Conveniently, there's a two walls close enough together, we can wall jump. And conveniently, the ceiling is solid.
It doesn't look it, but it somehow is. And, Pulsar, I got 0 CDs in my race. Were you not watching that? Unbelievable, these people.
So, there's a few different ways to go through the roof here. Most top runners will go through these long slides, which is the fastest way to do it.
It's also extremely hard.
Most runners, like myself, will just dive boost over the top.
Pulsar.
Uh,
There is a safe slide strat where you only slide partially through, because as you will see on John's screen, that he is moving left, right, then left, just to avoid some invisible walls. And there's lots of different ways to actually go around it. So just saying specifically this much time is hard, but basically full slide save 22 seconds over no slides, and there is a safe slide method that loses only 3 seconds, but I haven't actually tried that one out yet.
Now, going over the top isn't completely safe either because there is a hole you can fall in, and if you fall down that hole, that's a soft reset or soft lock, and yeah, that's no
If
bueno.
you fall down, you actually can jump in the lava, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I didn't know that.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure you're able to. So both runners did make it past the 2 invisible walls and the gap that make full slides challenging. and now it's just making it through first phase, and there is no longer a soft lock potential. Doesn't mean the run's over, but just loses the soft lock of needing to go back to hub. And John is good.
Biggest thing with the first phase of Mustache Girl is trying to get as many hits as you can, as fast as you can. She takes 5 hits, and you can, depending on her pattern, get a triple or even a quadruple hit in. Just depends on where she teleports to and the like.
You see Doka just got a triple.
Oh. Now, one of the things you're going to see during this next phase of the fight, well, for one, I apologize for your eyes, nothing we can do about this. Number 2 is that you're going to see us where the Brewer's Hat again. Get some hits in where you're actually not supposed to be able to, which saves a bit of time. She's supposed to just teleport around right now, but while she's in the air like that, you can throw a potion at her and get some hits in.
A lot of this fight is honestly just luck. This phase that John is on now is the biggest luck factor, though. It's called Cherry Phase, and we're going to use these cherry bombs we've used a couple times before to try and break her out of her shield, bubble, whatever you want to call it. And the amount of cherries you need is complete RNG. You can range anywhere from 1 to 4, assuming you hit her once for each cherry. 1 cherry is the fastest, however, it is also less than 1% likelihood, so it's never a surprise when it doesn't happen.
Now, one of the things that can suck during this entire fight is that she can get stuck on the floor, which wastes quite a bit of time.
There are different levels of stuck under the floor. You can have it where she just is like right under the floor and you can see her, which is annoying, but it's only a couple seconds. Or she can just fall completely under, which loses multiple minutes at least.
Only time I've had her get stuck in the floor is during the first phase, where I didn't even know that was possible.
Yeah. You see, John is now approaching final phase of the fight. At this point, you literally can die, because all these guys are killing themselves to give you heart palms.
They go,
I did not know you
hey.
can get the cherry like that for Doka. Good to know.
Yeah, all the enemies just go, hey, we give out heart pawns, and we don't like Hat Kid, but we really don't like Mustache Girl. Also, once Hat Kid wins this fight, she'll just turn back time. So it's okay.
Yeah, Doka is now also approaching final phase.
So the big thing about final phase is just keeping an eye on where she's at, knowing where she's going to go next, and just getting as many hits in as fast as you can again.
And just hating yourself whenever she does that shockwave attack, because it's very hard to hit her.
Good, I'm glad it's not just me. JonCheee.
No, that's pretty much everyone.
Okay. JonCheee about to finish with a 46.
Wait, is that PB for him?
That's what I'm about to check out. I think it might be.
Yeah, John just PB'd.
Dang, 46.
I think that was 6-second PB, I want to say.
I got the 58.
Oh,
that is an 8-second PB.
Oh, 8-second.
We've seen a lot of PBs during this tournament.
Looks like Doka didn't get his PB yet, but he still had a very good run. Looks like Doka will be winning.
Yeah, about a minute. Excellent race to both runners. John, congratulations on your PB.
So did either of them want to come in here for an interview?
Yeah, we'll gladly have them.
Hello.
Hello.
John, congratulations on the PB.
Thank you. Oh my
See, ending
goodness.
final phase, I'm like, wait a second. Your PB is a little bit slower than this.
Whew. Oh my goodness. That run was so bad as well.
You can't say it's a bad run when you PB.
Sure you can.
I was like plus 11 out of Golden Bolt. And then I was plus 12 out of CO. And then I was plus 24 out of CTR.
Sheesh. Finale time save or what? Or was that mailroom time
I had
save?
20 seconds in mailroom.
Oh, is that why you did the safer strat? Wait a second.
Yeah.
Smart. So apparently Doku got the same time he did in his last race.
Yeah.
Like exactly.
Doka might be the robot. I always thought it was Spy.
No, Spy's the
Spy's the
pass.
Oh,
Username's the robot.
for those who don't know, at the end of the game, we can decide whether to give Mustache Girl a timepiece or not. It changes nothing.
It changes this animation you see afterwards. Very important.
Doesn't matter for the run.
No, but it's still important.
Do we help the one that ruined the world? Also, the last level was on the sun? Or do we just say, nah, I want to go home? Personally, I'd rather go home.
Yeah, home's nice.
That's pretty nice. Is Doka coming in?
It's an excellent question.
I wish I had the answer.
So, like, besides
Everything.
the early parts of the run, besides the early parts of the run, how do you feel about that run?
I got every SDJ I wanted to, except for first try bag skip. So that's good.
Also, you didn't get a single remix. That helped
Yeah.
your PB.
I didn't realize that until Pulsar mentioned it.
Pulsar, not watching
Oh,
my own
God.
races, honestly.
Yeah, that CD actually made me PB.
What was your PB? You didn't update it,
My
did you?
PB was 54. No, 53.
Yeah, that's what. So I thought. I remember you telling Flair in the Discord that whatever was on speedrun.com wasn't perfectly accurate.
Oh, so my information was incorrect, but you still PB'd anyway.
I PB'd by 3 seconds a week ago. And then I was like, I can beat that. So I didn't upload it.
Actually, a 4650 puts you in 10th place now on the leaderboard.
Yeah, but
just You just knocked Pulsar out of it.
Connor Ace has a 46-43. It's just not on the leaderboards. Is this my man? My
Yup.
man, my Doka.
Okay.
My Doka.
What's up, dudes?
Congrats
Congratulations
on
on the win.
Thank you.
And good
Okay,
job.
how bad was
buying
your run,
um,
Doka?
My first two worlds, Subcon and Mafia Town, were solid, I'd say. My Mafia Town was a little weak, and my Battle of the Birds was like my weakest world. I lost a lot of time there.
Oh, okay, because Pulsar was like, stop sucking, and I was like, what's going on?
At least neither of you guys put the key in the wrong hole.
Oh, my game lagged at that point, and I got so scared. And then my camera was weird. Oh.
Nah, but congrats on both of you for an excellent race. Doka, who is your next match against?
Sonic Yellow, I think.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it's Sonic Yellow. I
Current
think the current world record holder. Yep.
Oh boy. And my next
Please.
match is... Where am I? It'll be the winner of Noah,
Actually-
Pepsi Average, and Fuff and R Rubik's.
Oh,
So I'm gonna say it's gonna be Fuff.
I don't know, man. Fuff could.
Do the
Fuff
exact
is
same thing
rough.
again.
Yeah, exactly.
Possibly.
Oh no.
That'll be unfortunate.
He could have to save and quit again. That'd be rough, though. Yeah, so I gotta know, how did you get Squidward onto your title screen, Doka?
Squivered? Oh, I just went into level and used the reference picture and just drew him.
Dang.
Did you
nice.
actually draw it?
Did I? I didn't, like, I used the reference picture, but that's about it.
I mean, still, though. That's,
Yeah, that's
considering
Good
your
artwork.
control options, that's not bad.
Yeah.
It's better than my straight line.
Yeah, same.
I think. Yeah, I think on your file 1, that's about the best I could do.
Oh.
It's okay, I can't art either. That's why I try to go fast. But I can't even fast that well yet, so what am I doing with my life?
So I know I joined a little late, but did John PB during this race?
yeah.
Oh,
I beat
nice. What
Pulsar.
was your time?
4650.
Wow, that's good, dude. Nice
Not even
job.
46.49. It was a 50.03.
Yeah. Dude, I got Noah question.
I went for it. I didn't get it, but I went
Oh, did
for
you get
it.
that?
Yeah, I got it. And then I was like, do I swap to sprint hat?
Did it make you like lose a double hit?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I got 2
that's
double
when it's
hits.
good.
I was like, holy moly.
Yeah, congrats on both of you guys getting words. Both of you guys getting bag skip and finale skip without issue.
Oh yeah, Doka,
Oh,
good
yeah.
job on tying your last race.
Oh, wait, did I really tie my last time?
According to Flair, you did.
Apparently. Yeah.
Wait a second.
Let's
Yeah,
have a
Flair
look.
said you got a 45, 58 last time too.
I'm pretty sure that's right.
I think I remember that, yeah.
Doka confirmed robot.
I guess I'm just super consistent.
Feels
Hopefully
good,
that
man.
consistency keeps you running in this race. Oh, this has actually been a really tight. That was a really tight match, all things considered.
It was like 1 minute apart.
52 seconds.
Doka, why couldn't you bonk on finale?
I was thinking about that I would, because I've been failing it a lot recently, so it was very likely, to be honest.
Yeah, I was saying you messed that up, then it would. You also looked like you had a bit of a bad final phase, although I may have just been not paying attention to when you started exactly.
My final phase was alright. Everything before that was kind of bad.
Yeah, just based off. I was looking at when you were entering final phase. I thought it was looking to be more of a mid 45 now late. Like I said, I
Yeah.
may have just been looking at the wrong part.
Yeah, it was just my beginning, I'm pretty sure. I played it a little safe, and I didn't play that well at the beginning, so that's probably it.
What do you
Rather
both?
be safe and done than fast and dead.
Yup.
That's how I lost 24 seconds on finale my PB.
Oh my god!
Mm,
Which phase did you die in?
I didn't. I just didn't do full slides.
Oh, okay.
does it lose that much time? Half slides.
I just after right before the first wall, I just went up and dive boosted until after the hole,
Oh, okay.
and then I didn't have a perfect fight either, so that was a bit of time there.
I see.
I'll take the safety of the ceiling for now.
Oh yeah, no, I was minus 50 when I was going to finale. I'm like, I am not risking full slides,
No, that's fair.
considering how I got them like 1 in 3 tries in practice.
Do we have anything else to add?
No.
I think I'm good.
One thing that about does it here then.
Yeah, our next race, let me pull up the schedule, is going to be same channel, Pulsar versus SAR, at noon tomorrow EDT.
That'll be
So,
a
12
really
hours
good one
from
as
now.
well.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. I'm gonna catch it.
Will Pulsar take 10th place back in PB during this race? Stay tuned and find out. But hey, again, congrats on both runners for an excellent race.
Yeah, good race, man.
You too. Glad I could keep it competitive.
That's probably going to be it for us. Good night, everybody.
See you.
No.
Later.